Welcome back to LAK Fight Network, and joining me today is Miko Dusek, fighting out of Niagara Top Team. Miko, thanks for taking the time in, and thanks again for adjusting the time. And how are you? And how are you feeling now that you have a fight booked?
I'm good, man. I'm very excited. I feel like very anxious when I don't have fights booked when we're looking for fights because I'm always like happy to get in there. I want to stay active. So when I'm having a hard time staying active, it's usually not up to me. It's like up to matchmakers and stuff like that. So I'm very excited to have a match set in 2 weeks. I'm training hard, so very excited for that.
A common thing that I hear a lot of fighters say is that, of course, you like to enjoy the things after the fight, but really, a lot of guys don't like to stand still and like to stay active. What is it? What are the feelings that you get when you're not fighting, or when you're not preparing
I
for a
get
fight? Sorry.
I get like I'm just anxious, man. Like I'm happy to train. I love training, but I like to have a direction that I'm moving in. And I feel
Hmm.
like, if I don't have anything lined up, like maybe I don't want to say I'm training for nothing. Like obviously all of that hard work it doesn't go nowhere. But I'm always trying to move forward, and I'm like a lot of the other people in this sport, like they want to move as fast as possible. So I get a little impatient, I guess. I'm very like twitchy. I just want to fight.
Hmm.
Um like my buddy's my manager. He he always just tells me to like relax. We're always looking. And I'm just, I'm antsy to fight, man. I love fighting. So I don't try to sit and um relax too long after I fight. So
I mentioned Niagara Top Team. There's been so much buzz that have come out of the gym, not just in the last few years, but just recently with you and Alib there. Uh, what does it mean to represent a great gym like that?
oh man, it means the world. Like I feel so lucky. Just to be here, man. Like this gym's in my hometown. Like I grew up in Niagara, so to even have like such a hub for MMA, like it's the Canadian hub for MMA, I believe, right now. So just to
Hmm.
to be in the town where it all started, like I feel very blessed. I got really good training partners. I get to train with guys like Klib. Like Klib is my main training partner. I got great coaches in Prickett and DeMarc Antonio, so they're huge in directing me and getting me where I have to go, and then being able to train every day with guys like Cody Shavanchek, who he's just got on Contender Series. We got Tisha Guthrow, who just fought in BTC a couple weeks
Hmm.
back, and we got really great amateurs as well. So just having that is amazing. I feel very lucky to be at this gym, but it means the world to me, honestly. To be able to represent them it's a huge honor to me. So,
Take us back here for a moment. What kind of got you into MMA in the first place?
so I was a huge MMA fan growing up. Like I grew up. I'm Eastern European. My dad was huge into boxing. Like my dad loves boxing, and
Hmm.
he used to always tell me like, boxing isn't the same as when I grew up. Boxing isn't the same as when I grew up. Like when I grew up, fights were exciting, and now the
Hmm.
exciting fights don't happen. So he would always put on like old fights, like Mike Tyson era fights, or like Hagler days and stuff like that. And
Of
and
course.
he would have me watch these like really really historic fights. We just weren't getting that in my childhood. Like in boxing, we just weren't getting those fights. But where we were getting those fights was MMA. So I grew up watching a ton of MMA. Obviously, I watched the GSP era. That was huge. I wrestled a little bit in high school, so GSP was still active back then, and I came up watching that. I remember like still being a fan in the TJ and Cody Garbrandt rivalry era, and
Hmm.
like that first fight was like just watching how that played out. Obviously, Connor, that whole like his era. I was a huge MMA fan. I used to play the video games with my friends, and I have this cousin that I'd play it every day. And I was also a pretty scrappy kid. Like I got in a lot of trouble. I got kicked out of a lot of schools for fighting, and I pieced it all together, man. I found MMA myself. Like I got to start training at Top Team, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
So I was going to ask you if there was a fighter or maybe a moment in a fight that really got you into it. Would you say it was GSP?
GSP was a big part of it, man.
Mm-hmm.
GSP, because he was just like obviously a Canadian icon, but like the way he used
Mm-hmm.
wrestling, because I was wrestling at the time, like that was really cool to see. We also had like Rory McDonald was like really big. Like
Mm-hmm.
obviously that fight with Robbie Lawler, like that fight for me,
Classic.
I'm like, I love this. Because I love
Mm-hmm.
watching the violent fights and I love watching the emotional fights, like fights that have tons of emotion drawn into them. So those were some pretty big moments for me. That's why like when I bring up TJ and Cody, that was a good one. Cody versus Dominic Cruz. It's another one. I was a very big Cody fan. So this is like pre me training, like before me getting into martial arts as an athlete. Like those were the fights that really stood out and I'm like, I love this. Like I want to do this. Um and then eventually I just pulled the trigger and started training, man.
Mm-hmm. Miko, you're 1-0 right now. I was there for your first fight.
Yeah.
But for the people that weren't there, how did it feel stepping into the cage for the first time?
Oh, amazing, dude. It was
Mm-hmm.
amazing. Like obviously there's like some pregame nerves and jitters, like we're all humans, so like that's to be expected. But I remember like walking in and like walking, like making the walk, getting to the cage, stepping in. It's like as soon as I broke that barrier into the cage, it's like that all faded. Like I just felt like myself. I felt like I was at home.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like this is what I want to do. This is what I'm meant to do. Like I just felt purpose in that moment. So that all went away. And I've rewatched my fight like many times, and it's like even crazy to me to see. Like I'm just smiling the whole time. I'm smiling the whole fight, dude. And it
Yeah.
was I mean, you seen the fight, man. It was a tough fight. Like it
Mm-hmm.
was gritty. I got hit. It was back and forth. It's very enjoyable though. Like I loved every moment of it. So yeah, I felt like what an experience, man. I got the bug. I remember saying that in the interview with you afterwards. Like I was still almost like it was almost like a crazy high I was on, and I remember being like, "Man, I caught the bug. Like I want to do it again." So yeah, it was a
Mm-hmm.
good feeling.
But when you say that when you look back on your fight, obviously there's always going back to the drawing board. So what would be the biggest thing that you learned even in the fight, whether it's a positive or a negative?
Um, oh man, I took away a lot from that fight. Like obviously, like I knew I have good wrestling. Like I know I have good wrestling. I think anybody kind of expects that from me. I dominated the fight. I felt, I mean, it went split decision. It was 30-27, 2 for me, and then I somehow he got a 30-27. No disrespect to the man. Lenny was a fucking dog. But I just don't know how it didn't go 30-27s personally. But what did I take away from it? Like, I definitely wish I got a finish. I definitely feel like I should have. So in this last little while, after that fight, I've made a point in all my sparring rounds every day. Like I even my coaches are big on journaling, and I start off every journal entry with like goals and like almost like a mantra for myself. And for me, it's been I am a finisher. Like I want to finish guys. I don't want to go to decisions. Like for
Mm-hmm.
me to have a dominant win like that, like I felt very confident when I went to the judges. I was like, this is going to be a unanimous decision. My coaches, my corner, like they even were confident. I think like I have some clips of people recording the fight and like when they announced him as a 30-27, the first judge gave it to him. And my corner like puts their hands up. They're like, "What?" So it's like I never want to go through that anxiety again. Even if I'm dominating a fight, I don't want to leave it up to other people. So that's been a big thing is just like let's get finishes, man. I have the control. My grappling's good. I have KO power. Like I know that. Like my coaches know that. Teammates know that. I have KO power. I just have to trust myself, and that's something I would have liked to do in the fight better. Is just trust my striking and stand with the guy. But like I said, like a couple minutes ago, Lenny's a dog, dude. He just came forward and wanted to hit me. So um, he backed me up, and instead of I took the path of least resistance. I knew the takedown was there. I knew it was gonna be not hard. Um, so I did that instead of sitting and throwing hands. But looking back on it, I wish I threw the hands more. Like it would have been more fun, maybe, but it is what it is.
Well, a lot of fighters talk about that switch that flips when the cage closes. Did you feel that?
Yeah. Yeah, I did for sure. I like I was talking about with my dad, like showing me fights. Like I think we've all seen that Mike Tyson clip where he talks about being scared in the back. He's like, I've thought about this guy beating me. I've dreamt about this guy beating me. I'm scared. I'm walking to the ring, I'm getting closer and I'm getting more confidence, more confidence. And then when he steps into the ring, he's a god. Like I wouldn't say I'm a god, when I step in there, but like I do reach peak confidence. Like I walked in there and I'm like, this is my space. This is my house. This is where I belong. So I did feel that switch go. I felt like a king, like for in that moment, So I definitely. It's one of those things you hear that saying. Like I watch Mike Tyson videos every day. I've watched him since I was a kid, and it's like until I made that walk and really felt it, it's like you think you know what it feels like until you feel it, I guess.
Hmm.
So like it really switched. It's like best version of myself.
Well, let's talk about your upcoming fight here, July 12th. You got the man in front of you, Tashawn Gabriel.
Yeah.
So with this fight, how are you feeling heading into this second fight compared to maybe your debut? Is there differences in your preparation?
Oh yeah. There's definitely like I feel great. I'm very confident. Tishan's a very experienced guy. He's got a lot more experience, obviously, than I do by quite like a margin, right? I think he's like
Hmm.
the most experienced amateur in Ontario. Like I've heard people like he just fought what's his name, Scott Heathcote, and I remember him saying in the post fight thing, this guy's very durable. Like I like that. I like that. I want a durable guy because I do plan on putting it on him. I've had like a very big mentality switch over the last couple weeks. Like I got to train with Tishay leading up to his fight that just passed in BTC, and that's the first camp I've seen of Tishay's from start to finish as an athlete.
Hmm.
Like we trained in the same gym, but I wasn't like a part of the MMA team there yet. I was just still just grappling. I hadn't transitioned to MMA yet. So this is the first time, and like because me and T share the same weight, like I was there for a lot of it. I watched how his mentality changes, like progressing through his camp, and like I've told him this a couple times. Like watching that has been huge for me because um, it's not just a sport, and I was treating like going into an MMA fight, like I was treating it a lot like I would like a jiu-jitsu tournament or a wrestling tournament. So it's like it's not that, dude. Like it's a violent moment, like and you have to get into a violent mind space. Not that I wasn't there, like I know what I'm getting into. But it's like watching how his mentality progresses through his camp. I've really adopted that. So like that's something I really want to display in this one. Like I do want to make it a violent fight. Like I heard Scott say he's durable. I want to see how durable. Like I want to stand with the guy. I trust myself. I know I'm durable. So I want to test it. I want to
You know,
I want to I think it's a good fight for that for me where I can have fun and I can do whatever I want to do. I think I beat him everywhere. So I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a good chance to test that for
Well,
sure.
speaking of which, though, the fact that him being the much more experienced guy and the matchmakers giving you a matchup like this, and with you only being 1-0, what do you think that does for you mentally, knowing that they're giving you a big test with you only having one fight?
Um, I like it, man. I like it. Um, I think like, I mean, it's not like he has this crazy record. I mean, like, no, not and disrespect. Like, he fights anyone. He'll fight anybody, anytime. That is the type of guy he is.
Hmm.
I mean, the guy is very active. Like, he's seen a lot of stuff. Um, but like, I think when you look at the levels, like I'm obviously capable, man. You look at the levels of my grappling. I think my grappling's very high level. I think it's some of the best. around. I'm not to be like overconfident or cocky. Like I just have so much confidence in my grappling that it's like that's going to allow me to be able to do other things, right? Like I'm going to be able to strike because I could fall back on my grappling. I can like use a little bit more gas and play a little bit more
Hmm.
wild because I can grapple exhausted. Like I can grapple tired. I can grapple drained. Like I know all that stuff from my first fight. Like that fight was pretty high pace and I felt fine. Like grappling in that state was great. What I really like about it is that it's not novice rules. That's what comes with fighting like a more experienced guy, because like
Hmm.
usually, you see first 5 fights are novice. I don't have to deal with that now. So, I can hit him on the ground. I can ground and pound. I think like my first fight goes very differently if I ground and pound. For example, like me and him were both debuting fighters. I couldn't punch. I was in positions to punch and I couldn't punch. I mean, I'm doing that in the room every day. I'm ground and pounding like I'm sitting in half guard. I know how to lock a guy down in half guard and chip away at him. I get mounts and I could chip away at him. Like I was in those positions, didn't get the chance. So I do like that. And I can set up a lot of submissions off the ground and pound. So I'm very excited for that. I'm very excited for that part for sure.
Are you hoping to end it early, or would you prefer to get more time in the cage and get more of the experience?
It's funny you say that. That's been a dilemma. I talked to my coaches about that today and a couple of my teammates. I want to go out there and just finish it. I do but that's like my ego talking. Like
Hmm.
I think, yeah, that could be my ego. Like I see Scott finish him in the first round. I seen Cole King finish him in the first round. So when I see these guys finishing him, I think Gavin Seacott or Sakote, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He finishes him in the first. Like I look at those guys, I don't think I'm behind those guys. I don't think I'm any less than those guys. I think I could go out and do it. But I also know that this is going to be a good chance for me to really do everything, like mix it up. Um
Hmm.
I didn't stand, like I said earlier, I didn't stand in my first fight as much as I wanted to. I would have loved to, but like I also I want to win. So I just took the path of least resistance, but I think in this fight I think I'm better everywhere. So do I stand and play the game and get some cage time? I think cage time as an amateur is very valuable, especially if you don't plan on staying an amateur very long. Like I don't plan on being an amateur forever. So it's like, how can I get the most cage time with the least fights possible? I think that's valuable. Um, but it could get dicey. Like I don't overlook anybody. I
Hmm.
think like it could get dicey, and I'm like, okay, well, I've got to end it now. Like that could be the reality. Like anyone could clip me. He's a striker. Like maybe he hits me. He's a long guy. Like maybe something sneaks in. He hits me. I go, okay, well, fuck it. I'm gonna grapple now. And it's like the same thing I said leading up to my last fight. I'm like, when I want to take him down, I'm gonna take him down. Like there's no one's gonna stop my takedowns. I know that.
Hmm.
Like so I think that's like the dilemma, I guess. Do I let my ego win and I just go out there and rush it and go try to sub him right away? Like I could do it. I could probably also put him out, I think, on the feet. I think that's kind of my goal. I think I'm gonna try to stand and put him out and test his durability. Like I said, I heard Scott say he's durable, so maybe I'll stand and exchange, get in the pocket a little bit, see how my striking is, test my KO power. And then, yeah, if I don't
Excellent.
like anything at any point, I'll just take him down, sub him, bro. Hamzat style, like, yeah,
Excellent. Now, let's step out of the cage here and let's talk about you outside the cage here. I want to
yeah,
ask you some fun questions here.
cool,
What's the worst thing you've eaten during camp?
bro. I've eaten so much dirt, dude. I'm one of those guys. I eat like, I mean, you have me on social media, so you've probably seen like
I've seen it
I
all.
switch it up. I eat like sometimes, like I try anything to. I see food as fuel mostly. Um, I'm watching my manager and it's not just my manager. This guy's my brother, Jared Dumont. I'm at his baseball game right now. He just ran by and gave me the finger. But yeah, no, I see food as fuel, so I don't really complain about bad food too much. I I also I enjoy good food, but man, I've tried like crazy combinations. I don't like cottage cheese, so like I'll go online and try to find ways to make cottage cheese better. I haven't found the way. I don't like it. I've mixed it with salsa. I've seen people be like, mix it with peanut butter. Someone suggested cottage cheese and peanut butter. Don't do it, dude. It was bad. Um, Trying to think of the worst stuff. Oysters, man. Like I don't really love like oysters are good in a restaurant, but canned oysters, like you can't make them good, dude. You can't make them good. Like someone was like, "Yeah, it's good for zinc production, testosterone, natural testosterone. Like you should be eating oysters frequently." I don't know if that's a myth. I asked ChatGPT. ChatGPT was like, "Yeah, it's good for testosterone production." That's all you got to say. I'll eat it. It it ain't great, man. Um but I eat like I guess I'm a pretty boring eater. Like I don't really like search out like super tasty foods. Now, like for if I'm not preparing for a fight, like last time, I remember in the interview you asked me, you're like, "What's your plans for eating?" And I'm like, "I'm gonna eat everything that's in front of me." I ate like a whole box of Dunkaroos before I even got out of the arena that night. But like I'll enjoy food for a few days, and then after that, it goes back to like bland eating.
Back to business.
Yeah, yeah. So, but out of the worst, I would say the worst things is like some weird cottage cheese concoction, probably, or the oysters, man. The oysters are not. I mixed it one time. I'm like, tuna salad's good. Let's throw some oysters in it. Don't. It was bad. It was bad. I don't know. I don't recommend it. Yeah.
Yeah, good suggestion. Get the cottage cheese from the United States. It's a lot better.
Really.
It's a lot better.
See,
It's a
like,
lot better than Canadian. I don't know what it
I,
is, but it's a lot better.
I believe it. Like I think dairy there in general is good. The cheese is good. Like I don't shop enough in the States, but like I shouldn't even say I hate cottage cheese. It's just it doesn't like I don't jam with it. Like I can if I look at like protein content, like I'll get Greek yogurt. Like I eat Greek yogurt like crazy, dude. I go
Mhm.
through like at least 750 milliliters a day of Greek yogurt. That's an insane amount. My gut biome is good. It's good, but a lot of
Everything's working
probiotics.
well. Good.
Yeah, lots of probiotics, but like, yeah, dude, cottage cheese is like one I just haven't figured out yet, for sure.
In just your last one here. Who hits harder, your last opponent or your coach when you mess up a drill?
Oh, dude. Dude, don't get me wrong, dude, Lenny cracks. Lenny cracks, but and he hit me hard. He's like, I don't know how I didn't drop you. I'm like, bro, I've been hit way harder in the room. But Tisha Tisha hits the hardest I've been hit is Tisha. But my coaches haven't really cracked me, thank God. I mean, Prickett has probably the tightest darts I've ever been locked in my entire life. And I know D-Marks could definitely crack me if he wanted to. I just haven't been on the receiving end, thank God. But I'd say, yeah, T. Shea, who is one of our coaches at Top Team, and he's cracked me in sparring, and that's the hardest I've ever been hit. So shout out to that guy. After I've been hit by him, I don't think my opponents are gonna really give me anything I haven't felt already, dude. That's a pretty confident feel for me.
And sorry, I lied. So last one, in the gym, have you got a nickname yet? What are people calling you?
Uh, I don't like. I don't have a finite nickname. My buddy Jared and my buddy Kevin Popowick. Um, one time I said something like, "If I die, I'll die with a smile because I did what I had to do." And I said that to one of my coaches, and they overheard it, and they're like, "That should be your nickname," because my last name is Dusek. So the joke is like, I did what I had to, Dusek. It ain't like super great, but it's pretty funny because it does embody my personality. Like I'm a very
Hmm.
do what I gotta do type of guy. I don't really make it like complain about anything too much. And So that's one. I'm sure they're gonna give me one having to do with my mouth. Like you can tell, dude, I'm a motor mouth and I do not shut the fuck up in the gym. They told me when I make merch, it's gotta say shut the fuck up Miko on it. So I'm sure something along the lines of motor mouth or something is gonna stick. And but yeah, we've been trying to figure out what it's gonna be. I don't know. I
Yeah.
hope it's something good. I don't
But
know.
uh but all in seriousness, so I appreciate you taking the time, and Miko, I really appreciate you taking the time and just be able to be flexible, and
Oh, no
just good
problem,
luck on
dude.
July 12th, and best of luck to you and your opponent, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon, man.
Thank you, dude. Yeah, it's a pleasure, man. It's always nice to chat. Hopefully, I chat with you after another win, man. I look forward to it. Definitely watch the fight. It's going to be a fun one, dude. I'm going to have a lot of skills on display that I didn't get to show in the last fight. I think it's going to be a good fight. So, tune in.
And lastly, the floor is yours if there's sponsors, anybody you like do shout outs for.
Yeah, Sahara Supplements, they sponsor me. They're great. Actually, I got a ton of Sahara stuff just in my car right now. But yeah, that's where I get all my supplements from. They got great supplements. They fuel me during my camps. They're a great group of guys. I've done some shoots with them. They have like a really nice vision. They make great quality supplements. They're all halal, which like me being Muslim, that's huge for me. So I'd like to shout them out. Plant of Life, they're like a CBD company. They have some great CBD products. Check them out. But yeah, that's pretty much it.